The first person in America to have their gender marker changed to an X has now been found dead by apparent suicide in a VA parking garage. Elisa Ray Shoup was a non-binary veteran who was found hanging from a VA parking garage wrapped in a transgender flag. They sent their suicide note to several news outlets, and nobody reported it. To this day, there are only 3 articles referencing their death, one announcing the death of a veteran in a VA hospital, and 2 other ones actually acknowledging Elisa for who they were. Thanks to those 2 independent journalists, their note has now been made public, and I'm going to read it as follows. This is the message from Elisa Ray Shoup, the first person to obtain a non-binary gender transition to the Trump administration. Fuck you, America. I don't want your hatred. I don't want military decorations and medals you awarded me. I don't want your pension money for my distinguished military service and service-connected disabilities. I don't want your health care to treat the mental illnesses you caused. I don't want more psychiatric ward commitments to keep me alive in a nation that I despise. I don't want to be buried in any of your state or national cemeteries for veterans and military retirees. I don't want to be buried anywhere on American soil. I don't want any military honors or ceremonies to mark my death. I don't want my ashes to be stored on American soil. I want my ashes or remains to be spread or buried in international waters. I don't want your flag anywhere near my body, remains, or ashes. I don't want any members of my family other than my spouse to be on the vessel that disposes of my ashes or remains. My death is not a surrender. My death as a member of the third gender and transgender population does not mean you won. It solely marks the end of our association. You are not the land of the free. You are not a country getting made great again. Too much demonstrated hatred through your existence extinguishes any claim to previous greatness. You are a cesspool of zealots that worship a God that does not and has not ever existed. Enjoy your new royal family and third world dictator. I refuse to participate any further. Have that Nazi piece of shit Elon Musk and his Doge henchmen deduct from my savings $93,000 of federal pensions for your bankrupt coffers. The white man decimated and massacred the indigenous populations of the third gender on the lands now called America. It was only fitting that a white person restored it. You cannot erase non-binary and transgender people because you give birth to more of us each day. My death is not a surrender. You cannot erase non-binary or transgender people because you give birth to more of us every single day. Those are just some of the powerful words that Elisa Shoup left us to remember them by. Elisa was a trailblazer and a historical figure not only to the non-binary community, but the transgender community and queer community as a whole, and yet I've seen 0 coverage of their death. This happened last month on January 27th. Elisa was a complicated person, and it took them some time to come to terms with themselves. And yet, like I said, they are a trailblazer not only to the non-binary community, but to the entire transgender community. I ask that in Elisa's memory, you not only share this video, but consider creating your own and posting it as far and as wide as you can. Do not let Elisa's memory be lost. Keep Elisa's name, memory, and sacrifice alive, not only by sharing their name, not only by sharing their story, but by reaching out to your non-binary friends and family as well. Reach out to your transgender friends, your non-binary friends, you guys. Make sure we're doing okay, and make sure to remember that we need each other. We need community, you guys. We can't let this keep happening. We can't keep losing these historical figures. Rest in power, Elisa, and thank you for your sacrifice.